we started introducing our kids to lead belaying. Let's talk about some of the keys to success I've tried to keep in mind as we ramp up this climbing responsibility. Hello, I'm Jason. For those of you who have been following the channel, you know that our twin boys, Connor and Cade, have been lead climbing outside, the gyms won't let them yet, for a couple of years now.
But what's the little going above your protection?
More recently, and with an eye to cultivating their climbing partnership for the long haul, we also started to introduce them to lead belaying each other. And in today's video, I wanted to frame how I was thinking about introducing them to this role of significant responsibility. Note, this isn't a how to lead belay video. There are many videos on that topic. This is more about how I tried to create an environment that would cultivate stoke and self-belief rather than fear and trepidation. Sure, I think it's relevant if you have kids who climb in your family, but I also think it could prove helpful to adults of a certain mentality. There is plenty of reason to want to make our exposure to new and highly consequential activities be positive so that we stay engaged and work our way up to mastery rather than experience a lot of fear and maybe abandon the activity altogether. As a mental model, I was thinking about 4 things: understanding the system, psychological safety, physical safety, and repetition. Now, I'll provide a description of what we did to get the boys ready to lead belay each other and tie in these 4 themes. And it is worth noting we went through the same process on 2 different routes, and each route took many sessions. As much as you can explain to a little kid, I explained the higher forces possible in lead falls as compared to top rope, about positioning close to the wall but not under the climber, the expectation of being jerked towards the lowest piece of protection, the difference between a soft and hard catch, rope slack management, and using our feet to help bring in and take out slack. I find that understanding the why behind techniques helps ingrain the techniques in our heads. Not everyone learns best that way, but it's helpful in our family. Also, having what we do make sense contributes to psychological safety. Speaking of which, we started on our home wall. Now, not everyone will have a home wall, but that wasn't really the point. The boys have a comfort level with this location because they climb more here than anywhere else. The main point is that I chose a very familiar place with a lot of positive memories. So what location, home, gym, or crag, gives those positive vibes? Another reason I chose our home wall is physical safety. It's a very controlled environment. We obviously can maintain great communication. It's overhanging, so while that is harder to climb, it's safer to fall from without cheese grating your skin or hitting ledges. And we have a padded and energy dispersing floor. So generalizing this, what climbing areas do you have access to that create comparatively more safety? Tighter bolts, good landings for belay stances, familiarity with the routes, fewer crowds to improve communication, and to let you run multiple laps. Sure, all that can be hard to find, but thinking through the trade-offs of one location over another is worth the time. Also related to physical safety, we did mock leads first, with me holding the climber on top rope while the other brother learned new muscle memory. This also allowed me to provide tips and corrections and positive reinforcement when things went well.
Yeah, now you don't need to get super tight. Not super tight, even when you have it above them.
Can you bring a third person into your equation? Can you run mock leads and provide instant feedback? We all learn better the closer the feedback is to the event, and in a high consequence environment, we need a safe way to make mistakes.
And you were really far backwards.
Breaking this down further into our last 2 concepts. For muscle memory, we need repetition, but it's more than that. Repetition also creates a larger sample of things that go wrong and things that go right. That helps learning. So I had the boys run multiple mock leads. The goal was 4 in a row without any corrections to form. And since we were running them on the same route, they also learned to anticipate the clipping positions of their climber, which also gets to the climber. Again, the goal wasn't to catch falls and deal with unanticipated issues. That all is coming later. The goal was positive experiences and self-belief, so I also wanted the climber to make 4 mock leads in a row cleanly. Oh, and I overbolted the route. Sure, the lower bolts are too low to catch, and the low fall would be more about the padded floor, but it added in more repetitions to the practices of making clean clips and paying out slack. Only then did we add in fall practices to build that competency and confidence in each other. Once the climber and belayer were ready to go, And now we have climbers who like to lead belay and take pride in trying to do it well. Sure, there are more things they are learning, such as managing slack differently for terrain risks, such as ledges or traverses, and the like. But as a starting point, we accomplished our goal of being excited by, rather than intimidated or fearful about, this responsibility. Have any other areas you'd add to the mental model we discussed? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and share if you want to support us. For more information, you can go to our website at www.shortguysbetaworks.com. You can check out a video we did on the other side of this equation, how did we prepare our kids for their first outdoor lead climbs, or you can check out our entire rock climbing safety series. We'll see you next week and keep on getting more out of that big outside.